Well, hello everyone, I'm Yeti from PUVU Gaming, and today we are back in Amber Hills, and where we left off last time was right over here where we could see the bear down there and the ruins up here. But I've just been back home, just ran over there, which is actually a long way if you're kind of just following the coastline. We moved quite a bit in that short little period in the last video. And I was emptying out my inventory, but of course I went back to make this. So this is a tree house, and you can make it even in your basic workstation. It's actually not very expensive to make. It's just some logs and some sticks and a few nails, and just like 5 or 6 different basic resources that you should have fairly early on in the game. The nails you might really need to use for the blacksmith or something in the very early game, but it should be pretty easy to get the resources for this, because you don't really need that much for it. And then we are just gonna see what it looks like. But of course what I wanted to try was this, get a little look of how things look if you place this down. Of course, there's other thing you can do if you choose to use the horses in the game to get around the rideable horses. There's a lot of players who love using those. I personally prefer don't use them or not to use them. I prefer going on my own 2 feet, but you can use the horses to get around, and it will of course naturally lift you up a bit. Not quite as much as this will, but it will still lift you up a bit, so it can make it a little bit easier scouting for animals or resources. But on the other hand, sometimes people will also move a lot faster when they're on a horse, and they might end up startling some animals or something. But it has its advantages, just like it has to go on your own 2 feet. And of course, you can also get through a biome faster if you use a horse than you can with your own character. One of the things I usually don't like with the horse is the fact that you can't replenish the horse's energy. So if you do a lot of sprinting, then the horse will run out of energy, and then you have to wait for it to actually replenish that energy. Whereas if you go on your own 2 feet, you can just drink, and purified water is really, or any drinks are really easy to come by. So I prefer just drinking that. You can see I can even use it during combat. I just have to make sure I keep running and stay away of the enemies, and then I can keep like drinking and keep myself going that way. And the same when I'm going through a biome, I can just keep an eye on my energy. I often forget it while I'm recording because I'm busy talking about stuff. But if I'm not recording, I drink much more often than I do on camera. Because I just find that easier. I don't like having to wait for the horse to replenish all the time when moving around the biome. So I just prefer going on my own 2 feet. I think that's my main reason for doing it. But it's also a personal thing for me that generally I tend to avoid vehicles or mounts in games. I don't use them much. I think the main game I've used mounts the most were in World of Warcraft, which I played a lot. I have like several thousand hours of World of Warcraft years ago, and in that I would of course use the mounts. There's a lot of mounts in the game, and that could be really handy. I really like them. I thought it was a lot easier than it is in most games to kind of use them and switch between, get off them. If you enter combat, it's like really fast. Here you have to kind of wait for the entire animation to get off the horse, and yeah, you have to remember to get the horse with you, where usually, if I remember correctly in World of Warcraft, now I can't even remember, but usually you just have like a little summoning menu, and you can summon your mount. You don't have to worry about where you left it and things like that. But anyway, I am as usual rambling. It is just a thing with me. But as you can see, this is the tree house. This is what the new tree house looks like. Of course, I got it placed a little bit close to these trees, so of course there's no like trees or leaves inside, but you do have this nice little room here. And there are these trees. These trees are part of the tree house. So it looks cool. I still really miss the old one. But this looks cool in its own right. And of course you can use it. What am I looking for? Like this. That you can kind of stand up here, and then you can do a little bit of scouting. Oh, there's actually a deer right over there. Look at that. Which I might not even have noticed when I'm coming from down there, because I'm walking uphill, right? if I was going to go up there. That wasn't really my plan, but now that I saw the deer, I'm like, that might be handy. So in that sense, it can be really, really nice to bring yourself up. And you can imagine in the past, or even now, if you have been killing some enemies, it's easier to spot the bodies from up here compared to standing down here. If you're just standing right here, it's pretty much impossible to see if there's anything that lies there, but it is so much easier when you are in a treehouse like this. And yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. So you could even build something underneath it if you're using it for your base, for instance. The only thing is, of course, that you're gonna have to run around and pick it up all the time, which, you know, you might not have the patience for it. But once you upgrade this is totally unupgraded. I haven't upgraded it at all. It will be a lot faster. It will only take a couple of hits and then you can pick things up, compared to now where it takes several hits. But it can be quite handy, actually, to bring something like that with you on your travels. You can also use it for combat. The enemies won't climb up, at least they didn't with the old tree houses, so I doubt they will now. And then you can actually use it that way to keep yourself safe. You can place it outside. If you see there's some enemies, you can just place it outside the aggro range, climb up, shoot at them. The only disadvantage that I used to find with using that over using the cabin that I showed off previously is that sometimes the enemies will accumulate underneath it, and then it can be tricky trying to get down from the ladder and try and attack them without them, you know, manage to get some hits in while you're on your way down, or you'll just be standing up there and you can't shoot them because, you know, they're all underneath. And here I could imagine it being even worse than it was with some of the old tree houses. We actually had two. Well, we had a tree house and then we had like a shelter on stilts kind of deal, but, you know, it was the same concept. And in that case, the cabin, I find that much handier because they'll just be standing right outside the door, so you can easily shoot them. But yeah, anyway, it might be more realistic though to use this, even though you would expect them to climb up, but them not going through the door is maybe slightly less realistic, right? So anyway, enough about that. Let's see if we can actually see that deer that I just spotted. There might be more than one. Where were you? Can I see you from here? Maybe I should have left the treehouse so that we could see it. Because now I'm worried about going up and then maybe ending up spooking it and scaring it somewhere. Can't see it at all. Okay, let's try and put this down again. Because when I was busy picking it up, I kind of forgot to actually think about that. Okay, which side can we see something on? We can see something on that side, so if we turn it around this way. No, because you have to think about that. Where is the this? Oh, there's a tree there. I might not be able to get up. Oh no, because of the branch. Oh dear, this is not going very well. But at least it illustrates some of the both advantages but also disadvantages with some of these things. There we go. Yep, so we're gonna try that again, and I want to place the ladder on this side because then I don't have to go too far over before I get up. So let's see. I don't know if we can see anything from here. I'm a little uncertain of where that deer was. Okay, at least the windows are big enough that you can easily look out here. I think it was over there somewhere. Oh, up there. Okay, can I get you from here? I can, but I'm not sure if I can get the second. Oh, I can. Can if I can hit you. Because it might have run right out of rendering. Oh, it might still be too far away. It might just be too far away. Did I get you? No, I didn't get you. It is just outside of range, but maybe when it comes a little closer, I can get it. Because I got it the first time. I'm just wasting arrows here. Nope, I can't get it. Oh, yeah, let's try again. Or maybe it's just my aim that is like completely off, though it doesn't really feel like that. Oh, hello. I think there's a little bunny right there. Well, at least we got that. Okay, we're gonna try again. Got you. Yes, this time I got you, but now I'm wondering if there's more than one bunny over there. But yeah, you see the advantage? I would probably not have noticed that bunny at all, because by the time I was looking for that deer, I would be completely distracted and unable to see the bunny in the grass. And now I just noticed it because I noticed a little bit of movement, because it was sitting still scratching its ears. And that meant we found a little bunny. Cool. Yes, it's a European hair, dark brown, and a red deer brown male. Cool. Yep. Oh yeah. Man, I don't know what it is about this game. I absolutely love this game. It has its flaws, that's for sure. It's an early access game, so there are issues at times, and some things, you know, will never be perfect. Just due to the fact that it's a small team with limited resources, and they have also been learning a lot during this. They're not, you know, long-time developers with a lot of experience behind them, or they weren't when they started out, and that of course impacts things. I think sometimes people forget that, and you know, some people might consider it an excuse, but I think it's just part of indie games. You know, if you're into indie games, it'll be a huge variety in, you know, the quality in games and what you might have to live with, because certain things might never get, you know, fixed or improved or perfected, or it might not be quite as optimized as you would like. But at the same time, there's so much charm in it. It's amazing what some of these indie developers come up with, and what they actually sometimes manage to do, or create, even with limited resources, limited team sizes, and all that jazz. So I don't know, I like playing indie games. It's just fun and exciting, and there's so many different things that they come up with, and especially if you have a quite varied interest in games or game genres, then there's an amazing number of indie games of all shapes and sizes and themes and whatever they make up. It's just wow, it's like a never-ending adventure discovering indie games. It really is. But anyway, as you guys can hear, I'm quite the indie game fan, and some people have it's interesting because when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't know what an indie game was, that it's just by, you know, a game created by independent developers. They don't have this big, you know, publishing company behind them usually. Sometimes they'll get a publisher as they progress, or as the game that gets developed, they get the attention by a publisher, but they often don't have a lot of money or resources, or even in terms of, well, money or experience or people or whatever behind them. And I didn't really know anything about it at all when I started out, and then I kind of started playing a lot of these games, and all of a sudden people started referring to me as an indie game promoter, which was kind of funny, because it even happened before I really realized, you know, what is an indie game, before I really thought much about, you know, that it's like a thing. Of course, I'd noticed that people called certain games indie games, but I hadn't really thought much about it. And then suddenly I noticed some people started to refer to me as an indie game promoter because I played a lot of them, which was kind of hilarious. And then at that point I started looking into, okay, what does this term actually, you know, mean? And I still don't know if I even explain it right or anything. But it's just some of the things I mentioned before that I really like about it, you know, that it has its disadvantages in some people's eyes, but it's just also amazing and quite the adventure. So anyway, let's see if we can get this little bear over here. Okay, I can't seem to hit anything today. What's up with that? There we go, now I got you. I don't know why I didn't hit you the other time, but I didn't. Oh. Easy. There. Usuri brown bear, dark brown. So we got another one. I think maybe we found, what did we find? 3 of these now in this biome? Yep, well, in total, because it's the only biome I've found them in so far. So let's get back on task here, because we need to continue kind of clearing this biome. I don't know if there's more bears here, but I'm not too worried if one is gonna jump me, because no, I'm not gonna die from one hit as long as my health is full. or even usually even 2 hits. So I should be able to get out of the way, and there's probably not any other animals right here because then the bear would have killed them. So that should be fine. I don't really see anything else here. I seem to recall there was like a little place kind of like that out somewhere in this area. I can't remember, but on this side of the, you know, island where there was a treasure. I don't know, maybe it's over there. But that's why I keep kind of just checking here. I feel like it used to be like a little, maybe a miniature island or just a little, you know, outcropping like that where there was, you know, some trees and then there was actually a chest or something there. I seem to recall that. But of course it might still not be there, or it might not still be there. It might not still be there. I don't know. Let's grab this. Yep, that would be a good thing. And there we go. Okay, so let's have a little look-see. Okay, we definitely have to get up to those ruins. But let's just have a little peek over here. Oh, look at what we found. Yeah. Look at what we found. I definitely want that. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's put you back in here, just because I like to sometimes be able to keep my hands empty. And then we got 5 chakras. Lovely. Let's make sure to do a little quick save on that. And got another rock here, but let's just leave that because I can find more of them when I do some resource sweeps. Okay, it's definitely not out here. Can't really remember what it looked like. I just knew I found a little island. Oh, it might be over there. Where are we? The balloon is over there now, so we're kind of getting over on the side of the island where the balloon is, it looks like. That could look like something, or maybe that's the place with all the pirates. I see a house over there. There used to be like a little village or something, like a little seaside like town with a whole bunch of, well, not pirates, actually ninjas, but it just made me think of pirates. This entire biome has always kind of made me think of, oh boy, of course, there was actually a deer there. Okay, let's just try and, yes, move around this way and check we have the right arrow. There we go. You might actually have kind of been with the other one, or been placed kind of along with the other one. But the dark brown, and then this one, but I think the other one was maybe over there. I don't really remember if it was on this hill that we got it. Was it? Ah, maybe it was. There might actually also be a little baby here, but that is really hard to see. And I might have startled it. So there's that. Oh dear, I feel like I'm even more rambly than usually today. Sorry about that, guys, but it is just who I am. My brain is always kind of busy. Way too much going on in my head all the time. Which can be quite distracting. I can keep it really hard to keep track of what I'm thinking and what I'm saying, and sometimes I ramble on about completely irrelevant things. There is actually one right in there. I think you're there maybe? Now you lie it down. So the head kind of go down. Check we have the right arrow. We do. I actually got it. Yeah, it's a good thing I went around a little bit. Look at that. Yeah, so we had like an entire little family right here, very close to the bear. Oh dear. But fortunately outside of aggro range. I think the bears will kill them if there are animals like that nearby, like a bunny or something, but I'm not 100% sure if they will in the game. Because it's mostly things like wolves and foxes and tigers that I've seen that will attack all the enemies, of course, some of the monsters, but it's just something to keep in mind that anything that is kind of naturally aggressive will very often kill smaller animals, or non-aggressive animals. What is that up there? Just felt like I heard a sound. doesn't look like that's anything. Have a little quick look on the other side before we get distracted by looting. Not seeing anything here. Okay. And so far nothing have attacked us. Ooh, what was that? Oh, it's a golden shard. We found our second golden shard. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, nice. Okay, so let's grab that. Because we're gonna need, I think, at least 3 of these. So there must be at least 3 to find. There we go. I don't know why that turned into a red one when we broke it, but I got a golden shard, so that's the important part. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Oh, let's see. Let's go up here. No, nothing here. Okay, let's go up here as well and have a little look-see. Okay, we have a jewelry box with a topaz. I have quite a few gems by now. Ooh, exotic seeds. Well, it said, didn't it just say exotic seeds? But it was like a gold coin bag and we got some gold coins from it. And this is one of the places where you can find a rare sword. So, there we go. We got a claymore, which is unique. And kind of a two-handed sword, I would think. Let's see if we can equip it. No, it's a one-handed. Look at that. Oh dear. Don't do that. That is not good for the sword, I think. But it does 20 damage and speed 1.0. Okay, cool. Another thing for our collection. Let's see if there's anything else here. Doesn't look like it. But it might be a good place to just scout a little bit from. Because we have the entire, there's a nest all the way over there. We have this entire mountain to scout out to or to check to once we make it back to the balloon. And yeah, you can see there's all these buildings, so it does look like the little ninja village is still there, but I'm curious what kind of enemies are there. There used to be kind of the same kind of ninjas as you would find in Kitsunistan, but now that they have added all these Gehenian enemies, I'm wondering if that's what we're gonna find. Not seeing any. I think this was where we had the bunny and a deer up, right? Oh, that's where we found the deer, so it was nowhere near these two, right? Because this deer is the one we found up here on the hill when we were in the treehouse. Okay, well, I don't see any more bunnies over there. But that doesn't mean there isn't one. It wouldn't surprise me that there is one. Okay, well, let's get down. And keep moving. Yep. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful day in Amber Hills. Oh yeah, and if you have that problem with the fog or the rain and it's kind of bothering your visibility or just your eyes, because for me it can be really bothersome with when there's a fog, which is really foggy, not just a mist. You know, if it's just a little misty, that's usually fine. But like that one time when it got really, really foggy here and then the sun is shining and my eyes just really don't deal with that. Like fuzzy lighting, kind of. I think I would explain it like that. It's the same thing in real life. Sometimes we get the same thing, at least here in Denmark. And like my eyes will tear up and I just really don't like it. But then you can, I said you could sleep to try and pass it or pass some time, but you can actually also just do a quick save and then reload. Just do F5, F9, and because usually the weather effects change when you load into the game. So it's the same thing if you're standing and looking at a sunrise and then you save the game, log out and log back in, and you'll have a different type of sunrise. You might have a different color sky and things like that, and the rain might have stopped, for instance, in this biome if you load up the game again. So that can be a quick way of clearing those effects. If you're like me and it's something that in some way bother you. Okay, let's just try and go around here. And it might not bother you at all. But we all have different like sensitivities. There's different things that we're sensitive to. There's also different things that we have trouble with. Also when it comes to gaming, you can have different, you can also just have some disabilities, or just, but you can have some disabilities, but it can also just, we all have different talents, some things we are better at or less good at, and some things we find more funness. We're just different, right? Which means that the way I play is not necessarily the way that you want to play this game. This is just my example of, you know, how I like to play, or at least like to play in this playthrough. And even if I say that something is weird to me, you know, like using the axes or using the swords, I find it really, really weird to use the swords as to chop up a barrel or mine with them, but that doesn't mean that you guys are weird if you do that. It just means that to me, it just feels weird to do it, for me personally. There we go. We have a couple of horses out there. Let's see. Wow, look at this. So pretty. Take a moment. I love that. I love the purple blue sky. It's just so pretty. And look at the glittering water and everything. Man, sometimes you just have to take a moment and just, you know, enjoy the little things, not just in games, but in real life. Anyway, let's get up here. I'm doing my rambling thing again. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Got a lot going on in my head these days, so that kind of affects things. But maybe you guys have that sometimes too. Okay, we have at least 3 horses there. I think I'm gonna try with you, and then hopefully you won't run any farther than I can still see you. Of course you did. Crap. Okay. Well, I think what we are gonna do is bring this, because I don't want to go up there and startle them when I really, really have to. So I'm thinking, bring it up this way a little bit. I'm a little scared to go too close, because they are wild horses, so they might run off. But there we go. That definitely helps with the visibility. But it is starting to get a little... Oh, look at that. Look at the lighting. It is so pretty. And look at the way it kind of... You know, in the... Well, what do you call these? It's not really leaves, are they? No. Now my English is failing me again, as it always does. But look at that. It just looks so pretty. I love the way it kind of plays like that. I do the same thing in real life, actually, especially when I'm walking through a forest or something. And the sun is shining. I'll kind of, you know, I'll spend a lot of time just staring into the trees and kind of enjoy that, or take pictures of it, because it looks so cool. And look at the way it changes with the colors and everything. Man, I love it. I love it. Okay, back on task, back on task. We need to try and do this. Can we sleep up here? We are gonna try. It looks like we can. Oh, look at that. And we're getting a sunrise as well. Usually if I'm off camera, I'll wake up at 5, because then you catch, you know, the very early when it's almost dark and the sun is just barely starting to show beyond the horizon. But since we're recording, I go for 6 o'clock. Here we go. Let's do this. And of course it makes it a little bit hard to see anything here. Aha. Because we have this, but I'm like, let's do this. Okay, that tree's kind of ruins it a little bit. But that has its own charm as well, and you can barely see the horses because of the sun. But it looks like you are the one I was shooting at before, so let's start with you. There's one over there. There is this. Oh, yep, I got you. I did get you. There we go, Mustang light gray, and I'm gonna try and get you as well. Oh, there we go, yes. It is a little bit risky because I don't know if there are any enemies over there in that little valley area. Let's let you come a little bit closer. Okay, there we go, you stopped. Can I still shoot you from here? Yes, I could. Okay, so 4 horses. what we got. We got a chestnut Mustang, female, a light gray Mustang, male, a dark bay Mustang, female, and a bay Mustang, male. So we actually got 4 different ones. Wow, look at that. Nice. Oh, and it just looks so pretty. Look at the sun and the light. Even with the dead trees here. Huh? Yep. Okay, well, let's see. Is there anything else I can see from up here? This early morning light does sometimes makes it a little bit tricky. Now it's kind of a little bit shadowy here. I still feel like that has changed a little bit. Oh, it's because it's over there, the actual town side, and we have this little pad over there. I was about to say it's much smaller than I remember, but that's because it's over here. And that's why I was thinking pirate, because there's a pirate flag. There actually also used to be a pirate flag at the balloon, but they have, I think they've removed it. I didn't notice it when we were there, at least. But I have an old screenshot from how the town looked before, and it looks completely different now, completely different. Right down to not having a pirate flag. Yep. We are gonna pick you back up again. Remember to bring it with us so we don't leave it just sitting around here and then we're gonna be missing it later. Whew. Okay. There we go. Yes, so let's just take a little peek over here. I think we're gonna clear the town next time because we don't really have that much time left today. But let's just move over here a little bit and see what is here. But I'm not seeing much of anything. Okay, so this is where the horses are. Let's try, or were, so let's try and go up here. We can take a little peek. Not really seeing any kind of movement. Is that an animal or a... it's just a rock. It's just a rock. Or a tree stump or something. I think it's actually a tree stump. But yeah, this is one of the biomes where in the past I would find... Oh, there's definitely something going on up there. On the hill, we're gonna get to it. This is definitely one of the biomes where I would find a lot of animals when going back through the biome, even with grass on, but especially with grass off. But I remember doing like 4 sweeps of the biome in the past, like the first one on camera, and then coming back like 3 times, and then I would finish it off without the grass, and I was like, wow, I missed so many animals. And I'm not just the small ones, even like some boars and stuff that, you know, should be fairly easy to spot, but they can also easily hide in this biome. Okay, but that's kind of up on the hill, so we're gonna keep it and wait for it so we don't move too far inland yet. Because I kind of wanna... Oh, hello, wait with that. And yeah, you can imagine this being hard to spot. Unless you happen to run right past it, otherwise I would probably not have noticed that. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have seen it because the head would also have been hiding behind the grass here. Wow, that was amazingly lucky. Look at you, Greyhound Black. Okay, yeah. Just hanging out in the middle of nowhere, little one. Well, you're gonna come home with me. Yep, that's a thing. Case in point, animals are really hard to spot here, or easy to overlook. Okay, I'm not seeing anyway. Where's the see, the balloon is still all the way. So wow, we still have all of this, and of course now it's raining. But we are gonna continue with this next time. We're definitely gonna go and check out that little village there. And then I'll try and see if I can ramble just a little bit less next time, but I can't promise anything. So, thank you for watching, and as always, do take care and happy gaming!